From what we saw in this chapter, we can speculate that Rox might be the strongest pirate the world has seen in the past 800 years. That means his bounty would have been enormous, including those of his crewmates, making the Rox pirates the crew with the biggest combined bounty ever. Let's start with the 4 crew members we know best: Kaido, Big Mom, Shiki, and Edward Newgate. 2 of them were the main antagonists in our recent arcs. Shiki even had his own movie, and there's plenty of info in the manga and anime about his history with the Rox pirates. We also learned a lot about Whitebeard during the Marineford War and Oden's Wano flashbacks. Since God Valley was their final arc, Xebec must have had his final bounty then, so in this video I'll predict the bounties of the Rox pirates back then. Let's begin with the 3 emperors. At just 10 years old, Kaido was already the strongest warrior in the Vodka Kingdom. 3 years later, he tried to sell the kingdom's king to the Marines for a chance to attend the reverie, but he escaped the battleship meant to carry him, immediately earning a 70 million berry bounty. He was so strong he would let himself be captured just to eat the food on board, then escape once he was full. He joined the Rox pirates at Hachinosu at 15, and within 6 years became one of their strongest members, likely the 5th strongest if you study Oda's drawings closely. Kaido's current bounty is 4.611 billion berries, second only to Roger's and Whitebeard's, but 38 years ago at God Valley, 21-year-old Kaido didn't have his own crew, wasn't an emperor, and hadn't eaten a devil fruit yet. He ate the Uo Uo no Mi model Seiryu after God Valley, a gift from Big Mom, which put him in her lifelong debt. For comparison, 21-year-old Zoro has a bounty of 1.111 billion berries and has been a pirate for just 2 years. He's not even as dangerous as Kaido was at 10, so I believe Kaido's bounty at God Valley was at least 1.9 billion. Now let's talk about Lin, aka Big Mom. Despite normal human parents, she was abnormally large and strong even as a child. At 5, she killed a bear with a single slap, shattered Jarul's sword with her bare hands, and threw him to the ground. Carmel believed Lin was her greatest creation, claiming she could become an admiral or fleet admiral in the Marines, or the greatest shield for the Celestial Dragons in Cypher Pole. Lin gained a 50 million berry bounty early on, which multiplied tenfold as she grew. She already had a powerful devil fruit by then, and 25 years before God Valley to master or awaken her Soro no Mi powers. She joined the Rox pirates at 24 and was in her prime at God Valley, likely the 4th strongest member. As mentioned, she had a 500 million berry bounty as a child, so I estimate her bounty was around 2.5 billion berries at God Valley. Later, as an emperor with her own crew, it rose to 4.388 million berries. Next is Edward Newgate, Whitebeard. There's little known about his childhood. He was born in Sphinx, which became too poor to stay in the world government. Orphaned early, Newgate became a pirate and joined the Rox pirates at least 44 years ago. He was 34 at God Valley, but it's unclear if he had his powerful Paramecia devil fruit, the Gura no Mi, yet. 8 years later, Whitebeard was shipwrecked in Wano, where he used his devil fruit powers to fight Oden. There's a chance he got the Gura no Mi at God Valley, since 6 treasure boxes contain devil fruits, including Kuma's Nikyu no Mi and Kaido's Uo Uo no Mi. The Gura no Mi is the strongest Paramecia type devil fruit, so it fits. Whitebeard seems to have been Rox's right-hand man, as seen at Elbaf and God Valley. In chapter 1096, he even called his captain idiot and moron. I believe Whitebeard's bounty was at least 3.8 billion berries. Even now, Trafalgar Law and Eustace Kid have bounties around 3 billion. Later, as the strongest man in the world, Whitebeard formed his own crew and died at Marineford with the 2nd highest bounty known. Did you know that Captain John was the first Rox Pirates member introduced in the series? He was mentioned before Whitebeard back in chapter 233. Captain John collected one of the world's greatest treasures, his fabled treasure cave, long sought after by Buggy. After his death, Dr. Hogback turned his corpse into a general zombie for Gecko Moria. Even after leaving the Rox Pirates, John made a name for himself with his own crew. He carried 2 swords on each side and was known for drinking a lot. He must have been important, so I estimate his bounty at 1.2 billion berries. Why 1.2 billion? Because of Buckingham's Stussy. We saw a CP0 agent named Stussy, a Mads developed clone of the real Miss Buckingham Stussy, a former Rox Pirates member and the first successful clone. She's a spy for Dr. Vegapunk, deep undercover in the world government, until she lost that cover. This clone has haki, rokushiki, and even a lipstick tube with sea stone inside. She defeated powerful assassins like Rob Lucci and Kaku, even in his awakened form. The clone is strong, and since we've never seen a Seraphim or clone stronger than the original, the real Stussy, in her prime at 38, must be even stronger. Oda drew Stussy and Captain John together right after Kaido. I believe they were very powerful, and like John, Stussy deserves a bounty of 1.2 billion berries as well. In the next row, we have Gloriosa, Ochoku, and Gil Baster. Gil Baster actually starred in Oda's early manga, Wanted. Later, he joined the Rocks Pirates. After death, Gecko Moria made him a general zombie. He had a confirmed bounty of 970 million berries from self-defense killings. Gloriosa was a former Kuja pirate's empress with haki. Ochoku and Silverax were mentioned by Sengoku alongside Shiki and Captain John. Ochoku later ruled Hachinosu, the pirate island. Interestingly, he also looks like Caribou's father. Considering Perospero's 700 million berry bounty and Frankie's nearly 400 million without haki, it makes sense that these three had bounties of around 1 billion berries. In chapter 1155, two new pirates appeared: Don Marlin, West Blue's gang boss who looks like Beje's father, and Ganzui, a smuggler pirate. They weren't on the God Valley panel, where Oda revealed the strongest Rocks pirates, so I guess their bounties must be lower than 1 billion, around 700 to 800 million berries. Gourmet Knight Struzen, Big Mom Pirates' executive chef, co-founded the crew with Big Mom. He was with her during the Rocks Pirates era as well. He doesn't look strong, but he was able to survive in the dangerous Rocks Pirates, where members frequently killed each other in infighting. His Paramecia devil fruit, Kuko Kuko no Mi, lets him turn objects into food. We don't know his current bounty at age 92, but during God Valley, 400 million berries seems right for him. The first known prisoner ever to escape from Impel Down, Shiki the Golden Lion, was the third strongest pirate of the Rocks Pirates. He ate the Fuwa Fuwa no Mi, a Paramecia-type devil fruit that allows him to fly and make surrounding non-living matter levitate after contact. After God Valley, Shiki fought Goldie Roger and later took on Garp and Sengoku at the same time. He lost and was captured, but fighting two monsters and destroying half of Marineford's town is a significant feat. His current bounty is unknown, but at God Valley, he probably had a bounty of around 3.1 billion berries. The Rocks Pirates were the greatest crew the world has ever seen, and Rocks D. Xebec was their captain. In his time, Xebec was considered the first and most formidable rival of the Pirate King, Goldie Roger. He was so fearsome that it took the combined efforts of both Roger and Monkey D. Garp to finally defeat him. In recent chapters, it was revealed that in a single day, he kidnapped 5 kings, declared war on the world government, and then witnessed Emu in the Room of Flowers while he was chilling. He said he'd be back, then defeated and killed an admiral, one that even the best doctors couldn't save. He clashed with Harold, the strongest giant at the time, and later destroyed the massive Gate of Justice while stealing their ship, gold, and food. Just this alone is a greater feat than most pirates accomplish in their entire careers. Aside from his raw strength, Rocks was a very intelligent and knowledgeable man. He studied many subjects that were considered taboo, which allowed him to unravel many of the world government's secrets. This led the government to erase his name from history after his defeat. In chapter 957, it is mentioned that in all of piracy history, no bounties surpass those of Whitebeard and Roger. However, I believe this fact does not include Xebec's bounty, as even his name was erased from history. Rocks and the bounties of Roger and Whitebeard were revealed in the same chapter, so I think Oda hyped us with these bounties, but saved a shocking one for the future. It will probably be revealed later, and I believe his head was worth 7 billion berries, a huge amount, especially for the time. Some may disagree, since Roger became the Pirate King and might be considered more dangerous. However, it was never revealed that the Roger pirates damaged the world government's reputation or revealed their secrets, while Xebec knew many of the world government's secrets, including Emo's existence. Also, this is just my own speculation, but I think the reason Roger and Garp teamed up was because Rocks was very close to becoming the king of the world at God Valley, which would be a direct threat to Emu. Write what you think about these bounties. Will Blackbeard surpass his father? If you want more information about Blackbeard's future plans, you can watch this video right here. Thanks for watching. Bye.